6 new fragrance releases that gave me a big impact. Basically, all of these fragrances are big loves for me. I discovered most of them in Esxence, so basically I've been wearing them for quite some time now. I'm ready to share with you some of my favorite new releases this year. Impadia by BDK. This is the newest release of the brand, and guys, I was so excited when I heard about their new release because after reading the notes, I saw rose, sandalwood, akigala wood, so I had that feeling that I will love it. And yeah, so I got a small bottle to test it out first. This is a 10 ml. And guys, this fragrance is definitely for rose scent lovers like me. This opens up very fruity and citrusy. And what I mean by fruity is the pear is very strong in the opening. However, as it dries down, the young pink rose slowly peeks through and basically takes over the scent. That's why I said that this is for rose scent lovers. Yeah, because to me, the main player here is rose. The rose that I get in the beginning is actually jammy, and as it develops, it becomes more of a powdery rose. There is a creamy sandalwood and vanilla in the base as well that I am loving. So just think of it as a powdery, elegant rose with a creamy wood base. Yes, that's how I'm gonna describe this fragrance. I love the fact that it is not linear. I'll be honest with you, when I first sprayed it and I got that initial burst, it is basically just fresh pink rose and pear and some citruses. However, it develops into something else, a very beautiful, sophisticated powdery rose with a creamy, woody base. And I love it. I will say that this is one of my favorites in today's video, or I'll say maybe one of my favorite discoveries this year. If you watch my channel, you know how much I am into rose scents. Probably that's why I am really liking Impadia. But at the same time, I also love creamy and woody scents. So, this for me is a big win. Final dry down is definitely my vibe. For me, it's the final dry down that counts. This is reminding me of the Lina with a touch of guidance. I will say if you love Amwatch guidance and you hate the osmanthus there, and you also love Delina, you will love Impadia. I would say that this is a more wearable guidance, definitely not redundant to own both. However, I feel like if you love that creamy, powdery rose and Aki Galawood combo in guidance, you will love Impadia. This has a moderate longevity and projection. I'll say on skin lasted me around 5 to 6 hours, but it stays forever on clothes. The sweater that I was wearing still smell like Impadia, and I actually have it in the room. And when I woke up today, I was searching where is that beautiful powdery rose coming from, and then I realized it's the sweater. So yeah, Impadia for me is a gorgeous new release. I would say definitely feminine leaning, moderate longevity on skin, but lasts forever on clothes. Highly recommend it for all the rose lovers out there. And for now, I'm happy to own a 10 ml. And once I finish this 10 ml, I will definitely get a full bottle because I'm into rose scents. Once again, that is my thought about Impadia by BDK. Next fragrance is called Dialma by Corel. And Now, this fragrance is a pistachio scent. I feel like since the launch of Young Pistachio last year, every brand is making their own pistachio. It's not the case with Dialma. This opens up very bright, spicy, and nutty. And then as it dries down, it becomes nuttier and creamier. It has a note of milk and macarons that attracted me actually because I love a pistachio that is a little bit gourmandish, not a total nutty scent because I have a lot of nutty scents in my collection already. So I love the fact that Yalma has milk, macarons, and plum that make it different from all the pistachio scents out there. This is almost giving like a cherry scent. Actually, imagine cherry and pistachio in milk. I love this fragrance because, first of all, I love nutty scents and I love cherries. So, this is a definite win for me. The milk and macaron gave this fragrance that addictive gourmand quality, and the plum gave it a different twist. That's why I mentioned that this is not like any other pistachio scents that we've all tried. This is not too sweet, not too musky. I won't consider this as a sweet gourmand, but rather a creamy, gourmandish, nutty perfume. Something that gives an impact because I find this fragrance quite unique. I love the fact that the opening is different from the dry down. If you watch my channel, you know that, okay, a linear scent is fine from time to time, but for a fragrance to really give an impact to me, I need a fragrance that evolves. Being a perfume collector, I think I appreciate a fragrance that evolve as it dries down. And the Alma is just like that. Don't be scared of the milk and macarons in here. To me, it's not too sweet. It is actually just perfect. I don't find it too nutty as well because, as mentioned, this is like a pistachio, hazelnut, and cherries deep in milk while having, like a pink macarons on the side. I will say the tonka bean, musk, and plum made a big role here in giving this fragrance that perfume character. Longevity and projection are amazing. I will say this one lasts on me around 6 to 7 hours with moderate projection. Highly recommend this if you are looking for a unique, creamy pistachio to add in your collection. I find this fragrance leaning more feminine. Once again, that is Dialma by Corel. And in case you're interested with Dialma, I have a discount code for you guys in the description box. Next up is a fragrance that I discovered in Esxence, and I don't have a bottle yet. Amber K by Ella K. And I only have a sample. What can I say? This is basically an amber scent that is very, very sexy. I never owned a bottle from Ella K yet. However, I have basically all the fragrances in sample sizes. So I have an idea of the vibe of the brand. And I will say that most of her fragrances are soft and quite feminine leaning. I mentioned her fragrances because just in case you still don't know, Ella K is owned by a very well-known perfumer, Sonia Constant. And yeah, Amber K is a beautiful tobacco, cacao, and amber scent. I will say that this fragrance is different from other Ella K scents because I find this fragrance quite unisex and dark. The main players here are tobacco, cocoa, leather, and amber. That's basically what I'm getting. The tobacco note in here is very smoky and strong, especially in the beginning. However, as it dries down, the powdery iris kind of contrasted the smokiness of the tobacco, and the dusty cacao gave it some sexiness, plus the leather, amber, and vanilla in the base gave this fragrance a smooth finish. I love this fragrance. I mentioned in my stories when I was in Esxence that this is one of my best discoveries this year as well, because I am vibing with this fragrance. To think that I'm not really into tobacco scents, okay? Because as I mentioned, the tobacco is very smoky in the opening, and it actually doesn't go away. There's something smoky, dusty, and ambery in this fragrance that I find very appealing. The reason why I don't have a bottle yet is that even though it is a great fragrance, I think it is not yet perfect timing to wear it. In my opinion, this will suit best fall and winter time. I read in Fragrantica that people are comparing it with Iris Cartagena, and in my opinion, they are not similar at all. And I saw as well comparison with Tobacco Vanille, and in my opinion, it has nothing to do with Tobacco Vanille because this doesn't have any spicy factor in it. It is peppery, not spicy. It has a dusty cacao that lingers along with the powdery iris and dark amber. Very sexy unisex vibe. I love this fragrance. However, I think I need to wait until full time in order to enjoy this fragrance more. When it comes to longevity and projection, I will say this lasted me around 6 to 7 hours as well, with moderate projection. Nothing beastly, smoky tobacco, dusty cacao, powdery iris, and dark amber vanilla scent that I think a lot of you will enjoy. And what I mean by a lot of you is that even men can enjoy this fragrance, because this is definitely right in the middle unisex. Highly recommended if you are a fan of tobacco and amber in fragrances. Once again, this is Amber K by Ella K. Right, next up is another fragrance that I discovered in Esxence. And guys, this to me is one of the standout fresh citrus releases this year. And this is called Maraviglia by Profumo di Firenze. I received this in PR, and guys, since Esxence, I love this perfume already. To be honest, there were so many citrus releases, but to me, this is the most standout amongst all that I've tried, because it has that juicy orange coconut water and saltiness that I am just truly loving. This fragrance is a very unisex scent, and I'll say that if you love citrusy, salty scents, you will definitely love Maraviglia. I am getting coconut water note in here that is just lingering in the background. The most standout notes to my nose are orange, ginger, sea salt, oak moss, and amber. This smells like a freshly cut orange, and you are having that freshly cut orange by the seashore. Definitely giving salty and aquatic vibes. However, not leaning too masculine, okay? I find this fragrance very unisex. There's something about it that is very uplifting. The ginger contrasted that citrusy factor of orange and lemon, in my opinion. And the coconut is in the background, lingering the entire wear. As mentioned, the kind of coconut that I get here is watery. So imagine like coconut water, okay? It's not a creamy kind of coconut, and I love it. Love the orange coconut, oak moss, and sea salt combo in here. Definitely a summer scent, in my opinion, that will be enjoyed by both men and women. Highly, highly recommend it. So far, the best freshie this year. Once again, this is Maraviglia by Profumo di Firenze. And when it comes to longevity and projection, I will say that this one lasts around 6 to 7 hours as well, with moderate projection. Next up is Cinisca by Agatho Parfums. And guys, if you are looking for a sophisticated white floral scent to wear this spring and summertime, then this fragrance is for you. Basically, this is a tuberose and neroli scent that I like. If you watch my channel, I'm very careful with tuberose scents, but I'll say this one is very well balanced. Let me read you the notes. It has tuberose, neroli, juniper, lily, pink pepper, musk, leather, and vetiver. The juniper in here gave this fragrance balance, in my opinion. The tuberose and lily are not too heavy. Neroli, juniper, and musk are the main notes that I am getting from this fragrance. Very sophisticated and elegant. I love the fact that it is giving soft white floral vibes in the opening, and then as it dries down, you will somehow get the feel of that clean leather, and that clean leather gave this fragrance an appeal to me. It is like wearing something soft, floral, but at the same time with a sexy appeal, because this fragrance is definitely not just a soft floral, okay? I think that's why the bottle is in this gradient green and black color, because there's something about this fragrance that is giving sexy and independent vibe. I'll say I vibe with this fragrance because I feel like I just discovered a perfect spring scent that I am vibing with. If I will just read the notes, it seems like it has like a big contrast. However, I think this fragrance is very well blended and executed. I'm not a soft white floral girly. However, if I have to wear a soft white floral, then I will go for Cinisca. Soft yet with sex appeal kind of scent. Highly recommend. I find it feminine leaning. Once again, Cinisca by Agatho Parfums. Oh, and when it comes to longevity and projection, I will say that this lasted me around 6 to 8 hours as well, with moderate projection. Last but not the least is Hypnotic Musk by Micallef. And I discovered this only when I was in Esxence, because during the launch, I think I was still in my long holiday in Philippines. So I tried this for the first time in Esxence before the brand gave me a bottle in PR. And what can I say? I love this at first sniff. Yeah. Basically, this to me is a fruity, musky scent that is very sophisticated and feminine. This opens up very fruity actually. The raspberry, lychee, and violet are quite strong in the opening. I thought it will just be fruity. However, as it dries down, the thick musk and sandalwood kind of takes over. So I will say that this is 60% musky and woody than fruity. I love this bottle, by the way, because it is definitely giving raspberry and lychee vibes, and it smells like it, but it doesn't smell juvenile, okay? This is a kind of fruity, musky scent that you can use as a signature scent. The final dry down of this fragrance is quite powdery as well. So imagine like a powdery and musky scent with a fruity background, and that is Hypnotic Musk. I am happy to add this in my collection because I don't have that grown lychee and raspberry musky scent, even though I have a nice lychee musk scent. Okay, I have lychee musk by Arabiat Prestige. However, that fragrance is quite juvenile and fresh. I won't consider it as a sophisticated lychee musk scent, but with Hypnotic Musk, I'm going to consider this as a sophisticated and elegant lychee raspberry musk scent. Love the powdery vibes of this fragrance. I think that kind of separates it from a lot of fruity, musky scents out there for springtime. So, yeah, this is a big love for me. Longevity and projection are amazing. These last forever on clothes. And I would say, amongst all the fragrances in today's list, Hypnotic Musk is the longest lasting when it comes to performance. I don't think that it is a beast mode though, but it lasts for a very long time. You will definitely smell yourself the entire day. And yeah, that's what I love about it. Highly recommend it if you are looking for a sophisticated, fruity, and musky scent to use all year round. Once again, this is Hypnotic Musk by Micallef. So that is the video, guys. Those are the fragrances that I highly recommend. There will be another video of fragrances that I'm currently loving after this because I don't want to combine them all in one video. In my opinion, these are solid new perfume releases of 2025. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, and if you have something in mind, share it in the comments down below because for sure the community would love to know. Once again, thank you so much for watching and see you on my next one. Bye!